Hi, it's Julie Foppel, and I am coming to you from Jackson, Wyoming. I'm excited because we are headed 16 miles north of downtown Chicago to one of the most affluent communities in America, Winnetka, Illinois. It's a small town with a big personality where community is a way of life. I'm excited to chat with Paige Dooley, one of the best networkers in real estate, with an easy laugh and an effervescent personality. Let's go.
For centuries, we have migrated from one place to another, driven by seasonal changes, climate change, or economic forces. Today, we are seeing human migration driven by innovation and technology. This new breed of nomads are seeking lifestyle and peace of mind. I'm your host, Julie Foppel, global founder of Realm, and I've spent my entire career in the luxury space. Together, we're going to examine the great lifestyle migration and the stewards of real estate that help facilitate a safe haven for these new residents. We are in the most dynamic housing market of all time. This is Location Luxe.
Well, Paige Dooley, it is so good to see you. I think the last time we were together, we were in Aspen, Colorado. Isn't that right?
That is absolutely right. Another beautiful spot in the world.
Well, so tell me where you are today.
Today, I'm in Winnetka, Illinois, which is my hometown. And Winnetka is on the North Shore of Chicago along Lake Michigan. It's a small community that is really all about community and lifestyle, which is why it's so good to be here today to tell you about it.
Where did you grow up? How did you come to find this incredible community of Winnetka?
It's sort of a long story. If people ask the question, I say, do you want the short answer or the long answer? And the long answer is also part of how I got into real estate. I grew up in a family where travel and homes, I think I had been moved 13 times by the time I was 16. My father left a really great job as a young CPA because he wanted to move his family to Europe. So we moved to Switzerland and then France, Puerto Rico, back to Connecticut. And then I spent my formative high school years in Little Rock, Arkansas. My family moved back to Connecticut while I was in high school and has been there ever since. So that's my roots and the short answer. But one of the things that was so interesting about that was moving so many times, both in different locations, but also in different houses. My mom has an amazing sense of design and home. And while the framework was so different in any different place, it was always home. And she created sort of the same environment, yet in a different design aesthetic. When it came time to, I began to have a family and I had, sort of a complicated life in the high power ad world, I sort of took those skills into what I know best, which is housing, architecture, lifestyle, and really more about I wanted to be more a part of my community. In real estate, in any market, your life is your job, is your life is your job. And community and work blend, the lines are very soft. We moved to Chicago, my husband and I, not being from here, either one of us, we really had a good sense of so many of our friends that we knew from college and other parts of our lives talked about this amazing community, Winnetka. It was our targeted place to live.
What are some of the other aspects of Winnetka that you highlight when you're in the celebration?
Oh my goodness. This is going to be a long one because it is so amazing. It is a very, very special town. And as someone who has both, lived in very many places and also traveled very many places, I hear from clients who move away from here after also living many places. It is a very, very special place. So it is all about community and small town. First of all, geography. And you can see I'm in this most beautiful setting on Lake Michigan. The lifestyle is a lifestyle of living on the water. I mean, there's boating and an 18-hole golf course and a par 3 golf course, all part of the park district. We have beaches, parks, tennis courts, paddle, indoor tennis, and there is a freedom with this sort of little village where children are riding their bikes to school. There's all kinds of arts events. There's a long history in the North Shore Art League, and many people from the Art Institute and all kinds of famous artists have, had their roots in Winnetka.
it been like raising your family in Winnetka? And how have you kind of brought that perspective to your real estate career?
Oh, absolutely. It is an amazing place to raise a family. I had three boys who all, I would say, are a product of their community. And part of it, I think, is really truly caring, and it's intrinsic. If you find your passion and you want it, you want to be better and do better for other people. At the end of the day, my clients are at the center of everything, and so it's more than just a transaction, but creating their home and what can we do, not to check a box, but what we can do to make this the best thing for them. They don't all have the same needs. Most people will say, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house. And really, everyone is looking for something so different. They're looking for, a place that is cozy and private, or they're looking for a place that shows great grandeur, or they're looking for a place that they can entertain their entire family, or whatever it is. There's always like very, higher order emotional needs that people have. So understanding that and getting to understand what those needs really are, where people can't really articulate it from the beginning.
Your childhood and growing up with kind of a mother that has a passion for design and architecture, certainly Winnetka is known for some of that. Expand a little bit more on that aspect of your incredible community.
It was founded in the late 1800s. So there are a number of beautiful, beautiful houses where people made a commitment to either live here full time or have beautiful sort of summer type houses that they are vacation houses where they could come from the city. And so there is this history of that kind of architecture, but throughout the years, many due to the city of Chicago and if you read Devil in the White City, sort of the way architecture in the city of Chicago became important, people continued to develop in the 20s and the 30s, many beautiful houses. But there are many, many architects today that I say are building fabulous houses that are respectful of, the history here.
It's wonderful. And then what about the market as a whole? How are things? Where are you seeing new trends kind of post COVID? Where are you seeing people coming from?
Well, it's certainly so interesting as we talk about, the neighborhoods of the world enlarging, and many people are coming here from the city. That's younger generation people coming up from the city, people coming from out of town. I'd say San Francisco, New York, Naples, versus from Winnetka to Wilmette, which is a neighboring town here.
One of the things that is happening now is we've got, this huge generational shift going on, where it is, and I would assume in Winnetka, you've got legacy properties, you certainly have legacy architecture and different values between the generations. How are you becoming kind of that interpreter for, parents that are looking, maybe they're going to downsize or they want their kids to kind of, inherit a beautifully architecturally significant property? How do you kind of play a role in all of that?
Part of what I do is create those long relationships with people so that when it comes time for their children to buy a house, that is a natural progression. Winnetka is the kind of place that has very deep roots. In the past 10 years, we have had an experience here for a variety of demographic reasons where supply was exceeding demand. And so our market, while many other places in the world, has been very strong the last several years and super strong during the pandemic, especially in these sort of high quality of life markets. Our market continues to be strong because of the recommitment to family and lifestyle here. So we were having a very much excess supply. Now we have very much excess demand. And so even though it's not as strong as last year, there is still more demand than supply in our area.
Well, I can certainly see why. I mean, with all of the
Because
lifestyle
it's a pretty
benefits,
nice place.
it sounds like a pretty nice place to live. Well, Paige, thank you. It is such a pleasure to know you and to call you a friend and a colleague. And I'm just so grateful for spending time with you this morning and learning a little bit more about you on Location Luxe. It has been such a delight, and I can't wait to see more of the world. Hopefully, our paths will cross with you and Joe, and we'll continue to have fun wherever we are.
For sure. Definitely.